The way they talk shit, the way they talk shit. The way they talk shit, 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 the way they talk shit. The way they talk shit, the way they talk shit, the way they talk shit.
Hello.
Hey, paisano.
Hey.
It's been
What's up?
a hot minute. It's been a hot minute.
It has been a hot minute. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties over here, but this will get fixed.
Okay. What's happening? How was your day?
It was all right. How was yours?
It was good. Today was my day off, so I was enjoying the sun. It was nice and warm outside. I felt like it was a spring day. I was
Yeah.
very happy.
It was like 70 something today, right?
Yeah, 77, I believe. I was outside in a t-shirt, loving it.
Yeah, it was weird though because it's almost Thanksgiving and it was 70 degrees.
I know. I'll take it though. Let that globe keep warming.
I mean, it's good for us 'cause it's
Yeah,
gonna be
I'll take it.
tropical.
I'll take it.
It's gonna be tropical. I mean, it's bad for everybody else that wants the planet to
Right.
survive.
Right, exactly. Now people want to be worried about the polar caps, melting and all this other stuff. Listen, oh,
Too late for you now.
corporations have fucked up the planet, and you know, this is it.
Extinction level event.
Word up. You know what I mean? Lit verse dance party.
Did I put that up there?
Yeah.
We're having all types of what's it called? Technical difficulties.
Yeah, it says lit verse dance party and like six exclamation marks.
Yo, but you know what I noticed? Like with dance parties, like that's just a party for us.
There you
You know,
go.
like what why you have to specify like,
Right,
oh,
right, right.
this is a dance party. We don't have to specify it. This is
No, we don't.
you're supposed to dance at a party.
That's it. You know, you come to spectate at a party, you need to get the hell out.
Yeah, you're supposed to come dance.
You know what I mean? Get ready
All right.
to
Yeah.
shake your booty. Okay, drinking that scissor.
I gotta hydrate. Yeah, so you had a nice day. It was a beautiful day this morning.
Yeah, beautiful day,
Good
man.
day
Good
in
weather,
general, yeah.
just all that good stuff. So today was a good day.
Yeah, I was working. I got to enjoy the weather because I'm home. So like, I get to sit out. I didn't really sit outside too long, but I got to sit outside and like
Okay,
take it in a little bit. So it was
nice.
good. It was a nice day. It's supposed to get cold tomorrow, so prepare for that. Like it's supposed to be
Right,
60 tomorrow, and then it's gonna keep on getting colder and colder and colder.
right.
Yeah, that's another thing that's gonna get everybody sick. This
Yeah,
weather change.
yep. Some people. The funny thing is, New Yorkers. New Yorkers are so funny, man. Like today, it's like everybody was celebrating three different seasons. Some people had
All
bubble
right.
coats on. Some people had just jackets, and some people had on t-shirts and tank tops. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all 3 seasons, just walking past each other in the city. I was in Union Square at 14th Street, and I'm
Uh-huh.
just looking at this, and I'm just like, yo, New Yorkers are funny as hell.
What? Whoa. Whoa. Did
Well,
you
what's
hear
going
that?
on? Huh?
I was I was speaking French the other day, and now it's coming up on here.
Oh wow!
Where are you? I can't find the video.
Now I'm hearing some snap, crackle, and pop.
I just wanna what is technical
Yeah, definitely technical difficulties.
signing is
You want me to leave and come back in?
on the second.
All right.
All right, we're back in business.
We're back in business.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, this is a feel like this is going to be a quick one tonight.
Yes, indeed.
Um, all right, so let's jump into it. We wanted to talk about. Well, you let them know what we wanted to talk about, Marlon.
We want to talk about Kanye mess. I mean, Kanye West. Is it mental illness, or is it just him showboating as usual and constantly just wanting to be in the light because he's a narcissist? Like, which one is it? Because people are like, oh, but you guys are not, considering the fact that maybe he's like mentally ill, and since he's lost his mother, he's just having these breaks and whatnot and blah blah blah. And then it's like, okay, yeah, there is mental illness, which usually puts people into a deep depression, suicidal thoughts, X, Y, and Z, you name it. And then there is wearing a MAGA hat, which is something that definitely has no positive um, kind of energy or mojo coming towards people of color. Then wearing, the All Lives Matter or White Lives Matter
White
T-shirt
lives
thing,
matter. Yeah.
and all these different things. Is just like, so for me, is just like, is this dude mentally ill? Is he dealing with mental issues, or is he just showboating as usual because he likes being the center of attention?
I think it could be both. I think you don't have to feel sorry for people that have mental illness,
Mm,
especially when they have the funds to, like, he's refusing help.
mm,
He's not looking for help. And he has the money that would allow him to have better services than the average person. There's a lot of people
mm,
out there that suffer, and it's a battle for them every day to make the right choices because they don't have the money to 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 get medication, to get doctors, to just so they can feel at peace. He's like he he may very well be, I don't know, man. He may very well be suffering from like manic episodes or whatever,
mm.
but he knows what he's doing though.
Yeah, he
Every
does.
every turn he knows what he's doing. Every
He
single
does.
turn
He
he knows
does.
what he's doing. He
Is
knows
there?
that he knows the people that give him money. He knows the people who to side with. He knows what to say. He knows exactly what to say and what to do. And then when he does something wrong, when people don't give him the energy back for that, they're like, oh my, it's hard being a black man. Now he wants to be a black man,
Right.
but not when he was like telling Trump like, oh, you're like my father. What?
Right.
You're like my father. How is this person that you met recently like your father? How is that possible?
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, it's just he went from Bush doesn't care about black people to all lives matter.
Right. Or White Lives Matter.
White lives matter, excuse me, white lives matter specifically.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It,
Like, yeah, for me personally, it could be a combination of both, but because I know Kanye likes to showboat as much as he does, there's a very thin line, you know what I mean, between saying like, you know what, I could empathize or sympathize with this guy because he is going through some mental issues, blah 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 blah. But then you realize a lot of the stuff he does is very strategic. You know what I mean? It's
it
very
is.
strategic because of the fact that when he does it, it puts him in a place for him to, advertise his new shoes or advertise his clothing brand or advertise that he's about to do this or that. You know what I mean? And when it's very dangerous for somebody to be like that and live like that and expect for anybody who is conscious to say, you know what, man, woe is Kanye. He's going through a lot. Because even if you're going through a lot, you siding with somebody who is clearly a person who likes to stir shit up like Donald Trump.
Or Candace Owen.
Oh, yeah, don't even get me started on
Yeah,
this broad either, because she's the same way. They're like twins. You know what I mean? Both of them love attention. Both of them love being in front of the media camera. Both of them love getting a platform for them to spew out whatever BS that comes out of their mouth for
right.
whatever kind of agenda that they have, you know? And I will respect this dude as an artist, but
Mm.
like one of the TMZ dudes said to him, like, listen,
Dan,
Kanye, you could
Dan
go
Lake
out there
had.
and do whatever you're doing and X,
Yeah,
Y, and Z. And at the end of the day, you listen, you're a multimillionaire, you're a billionaire. You can just go back to your life. He's saying for like the regular black and brown person, there are repercussions to the shit you're doing when people start like, because again, you are a celebrity. And when you get on camera or when you're being interviewed on a radio station and you're saying the BS you're saying about, slavery was a choice and this and that, like you're not understanding, like you're just adding fuel to the fire of these racists and bigots that already look at black and brown people in a certain light. You know what I mean? And again, like you're doing this shit for attention, and people have to walk out of their regular days, regular homes or whatever it is, who live regular lives because they're not celebrities. They have to go to work and they have to walk down the street and they have to go to the supermarket and whatnot. And when you are constantly just lighting fires and then being like, oh, it's because you're so sad or whatever because of your mother passing and all this, it's just like I call
I
BS.
I think that's bullshit. Yeah, I definitely think that's bullshit. I think that um it feels like he knows what he's doing. It feels like he's using the strategy to kind of get his way with things, or push whatever thing he wants to push, like you were saying earlier. And it feels like he can get away. You know what it is too, though. We don't hold him responsible.
Yeah.
There's too much pity in everybody's heart. They still want to get the brand new Yeezys. They still want the new album. They still want this stuff. So it's kind of like there's a lot of people that are soft with him
Mm-hmm.
instead of being like, no, you're wrong. That's great that you make music and you got clothes, but you're a fucking asshole. You can't say these things and step back and think it's okay. Like you were saying, like people, it's only gonna light the fire under people that already got these bad ideas about us, and then um, he's just he's just talking. He has these talking points that aren't beneficial for us, right? Like he has, and I've seen it, and it's kind of depressing. I've seen some black men with like the same thought process as Kanye, and it almost comes off like if they weren't black, they'd be white. Like
Mm.
a white dude from like white supremacist thought sometimes, and it's and I understand wanting to be in power, right? Because you weren't in power and have the power strength, but like some, what are you selling? What are you giving up to replace the people that you want to have their power?
Well,
Like there's people like, I mean, I don't know, like that whole Kyrie thing. I think maybe it's super overboard, but he's also like he admits he doesn't read. He didn't even watch
mm.
that video that he promoted.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they just say they like, yo, you're a public figure. You gotta fucking think. And if you're gonna ride something out, know about it. Don't just be like, oh, I saw this front cover of a video, and I think you should watch it, but I
right,
didn't watch it, and I don't know anything about it.
right.
So like, if you're gonna try to push
I know.
something, be knowledgeable about it, read about it, be able to
Right.
reference other things about it.
Right.
But then it just makes people look like I feel like it makes people look dumb. Like the whole Herschel Walker thing, he's like an athlete that they want like and somebody mentioned they were like, "Oh, this is the type of he's the stereotype of black men, right? Like strong, fast, womanizer, beats the women, doesn't take care of their kids, you know what I'm saying? And not super smart. They think that this is what black people are, and they're
Right.
like, "Yeah, that's our black guy."
Right.
And
Right.
now they're trying to vote him in as a senator for Georgia. He didn't even live in the state. But they're like, yeah, he's a good guy. It's okay that he paid for abortions, which we're against. He's gotten a divorce, which we're against. He's, you know what I'm saying? Like he's done
Right.
drugs, which we're against. We're against all of that. But because he's a Republican, he's one of the good ones.
Right.
And then I think the money aspect is a big thing too. Like with all the shit that Kanye says, white people buy shit. Like
Hmm.
we definitely buy shit. We buy shit too.
Right.
White people buy shit. Like they'll buy shit,
Right.
and they buy music, they buy clothes, and then resell it or whatever because they have the capital to do that. Oh, you know what the funny thing is too? Like the White Lives Matter thing, he can't even sell those shirts because two black men own the patent for White Lives Matter, so he can't sell them. That's why he was giving them away. They're like two guys that have a podcast, and
Mm.
a listener bought it for them.
Okay.
So now they have that, and and Kanye can't even sell it. He needs to give whatever proceeds to them, or figure out make a deal. But they're like, we're not gonna make a deal,
Right.
because that's hurtful. That's not we're not nobody. It has to be extremely lucrative in order
Right.
for us to do that because it
Right.
has to counteract the negative aspects of it, right? Like,
Right.
all right, $500, hell no. $1 billion, yeah, all right. I can build some schools or do some shit with this.
There you go. Yeah, it's sad though because when it comes to mental illness, again, if you guys anybody who's tuning in now, we're talking about Kanye West as far as whether or not what he does or says is mental illness or him just again showboating and wanting to be in front of the camera and getting all the attention as usual. And the sad thing is there are people out there who are really dealing with mental health issues and who need to have like the attention put on them because being abused excessively could lead to people having mental illnesses. A woman or not a woman, a little girl or little boy who was molested or raped at a young age could grow up to be an adult with mental issues because of that kind of stuff.
Right.
Some people it's because of biological imbalances in their brain, and that causes them to be, you know, mentally ill. And
He
then you
probably
have
had.
people like say that again.
He could have brain damage from the car accident he was in.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, there
Remember,
was
he
that
had a
car
bad
accident.
accident. Yeah.
Yeah, they had that car accident where, it definitely, did some damage to him. His jaw had to be wired for a little bit in X, Y, and Z. That could be a possibility. But I feel like if he had that kind of brain damage from a car accident,
Uh-huh.
I don't think he would end up becoming a billionaire and still being able to make music and produce and do the kind of
Well, I
things
mean,
he's doing.
there's different type of brain damages though. There's like the one where you're a vegetable, and then there's ones that release inhibition.
Mm.
There's some that give you like really good confidence, like the CTE that football players get. They start. I mean, their brain goes to mush eventually,
Hmm.
but it also has them like extra aggressive, not paying attention. You know what I mean? Not paying
Hmm.
attention to like pain, and that I mean, for their business, that's good. But then they end up throwing somebody out a window from the fifth floor, or they jump out the window
Right,
themselves from the fifth floor.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
And then
right,
so it doesn't end up being good at the
right.
end.
Yeah, it's I don't know, there's a thin line, man. There is definitely, you know, yeah, there's always this kind of I don't know. I For me personally, I just as far as Kanye West is concerned, I just feel like he might not have gone to Juilliard or any of these schools for acting, but he's a damn good actor, boy, and he knows how to
I
put
think
on a show.
I
Like he
think so.
knows how to put on a show,
Yeah, I think he's
and
yeah.
it definitely takes away again from the people who really do need to have the attention put on them for really dealing with mental health issues.
Right.
When you have somebody who's that popular who just keeps pulling these stunts, when it comes to a regular guy in his neighborhood who might be really mentally ill, people are like, yo, this fool is just acting up, blah 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 blah, X, Y, and Z, or whatever it is, or he just drunk, or he just on drugs, or he just high, and this person could really be suffering from a mental illness, you know. But
Yeah.
it's something where a celebrity like Kanye West could make people very desensitized to the needs of
Absolutely.
somebody that is really mentally ill.
Yeah. I think that is a very important um, statement. Like people being desensitized to his antics, right? Like, oh, that's just Kanye. I mean, these things don't seem normal. They don't seem normal. Like the way he was talking to his ex. Like I'm not a fan of what's her name,
Oh,
Kim,
the
what's her Kardashian.
Kardashian.
Yeah, but he's talking weird, and then like you know, he was just it's just weird, and then every people kept on like fucking with him. Like don't fuck with, like if he's doing stuff that you don't like, that you don't agree with, just because he's a star or whatever, don't fuck with this dude. Don't fuck with him at all. He's not. Um, yeah, I don't get when people are like still messing with somebody that they don't agree. Like if
Right,
you don't, I don't agree. I don't agree with you. Why would I even? Why? I don't want you to have any of my money. I don't want you to have any of my attention. Like this is the way you're treating people and the way you're acting. I don't like any of that. As soon as he said slavery was a choice, I was like, what? Like he was already doing stupid shit before then. And then he was like, slavery was a choice. And then he didn't like backtrack on it. He didn't say none of that. Like he was really trying to like articulate like, oh well, they could have tried to. They did. They did try to escape. You escape when they start burning people in the tree.
right,
You escape. You escape when they cut a mother's stomach open, hang her upside down, and see which one dies first, the mother or the baby that comes out of her stomach.
crazy.
You do it. You do that. You run. You do. I mean, and people did. There were revolts. There were everything. But then
Absolutely.
the hammer would come down so hard, like they had to chill for a little bit. They couldn't do it constantly.
Right, right. Especially when, you're doing this by foot and you're not sure which place would be like your safe haven.
Right.
You know what I mean? There was no
Yes.
sports cars and
Right.
SUVs back then. People were
Right.
doing this by
Right.
foot. You know
Right.
what I mean? You were talking miles upon miles trying to find
My.
some place that you could find as a safe haven. And this
Right.
clown opens up his mouth and says what he says. Like people tend to forget like it was a different time back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When the people who are oppressing you have horses and weapons, and all you got are your freaking
Heat.
hands and probably like a
Right.
rusty knife or whatever it is.
Right.
Like, who do you think is gonna win? And to say slavery was a choice, when you're being captured by a tribe or group of people that are stronger than you or more equipped than you and whatnot, how is that a choice?
not a
And
choice.
and and did he forget about the fact that when Africans realized that they had a chance to jump off these damn ships, they did?
They did.
The amount of bodies that are in that ocean,
In the
you know
Atlantic
what I
Ocean.
mean?
Hell.
You know, so
He
the
doesn't
whole
read either. He doesn't read either. He says he doesn't read. So
these
he's
guys.
talking all these things, but he doesn't research. He lets other people research, and then he takes their talking points. Because he was talking about Candace Owens made this video about how made this documentary about how what you call it, George Floyd didn't actually die because of the knee to his neck. He died because of the drugs he was on. This was all cleared up. Everywhere clear. They already said it wasn't enough to do anything to him. It was the knee. That somebody, if somebody's on your throat for 9 minutes
9 minutes while you're
with their
laying
body
on
weight,
your stomach. You're laying on your stomach and pressure's being applied to like your listen, come on, man. Like anyway, like Kanye West, for me personally, there, whether there is some percentage of mental illness in that guy, I say he's a showboater,
yeah,
he's a bullshit artist, and he will do whatever it takes for him to remain popular and have people be entertained by his bullshit,
yeah,
his
he said to me.
antics, and his
So,
whatever else he's into. Like it's just, I feel like it's more that than illness, and it's sad, man, because again, he's really making people desensitized to the needs of people that are really going through some mental shit.
yeah, and there's a lot of people that are going through mental shit,
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, I want to be genius. Maybe they're like, oh, maybe I don't want my genius to be stifled. It won't. Trust me. You'll
right,
just be you'll just feel better about yourself and be more organized. Like
right,
he has assistants to take care of his shit, people he can delegate. Like the average person doesn't have that. The average person doesn't have that. If I was acting like that in my house, it would turn my house upside down.
right,
My kids would not be okay. My wife would be not okay. Nobody will be okay in here. But
right,
because he has assistants and he's got a house in Wyoming, he's got a house in he's like he's got places to go everywhere, and everybody still kisses his ass. I don't know why. His beats are all right. I mean, not as of late. He doesn't
right,
rap great. Like what does he do that you gotta? Oh, you don't get rid of people like that. I mean, I understand that, but he hasn't. He doesn't seem to want to do anything to make himself better. He
right,
thinks he's fine. If he thinks he's fine, then that's not a person I want to be around,
right,
to do business with, or anything like that.
right. Yeah, it's insane, man. But listen, this definitely wraps it up for us.
Yes, sir.
Talking about Kanye West. Yeah. Again, whether there's a percentage of mental illness there, it's definitely not a high enough percentage for me to say that the things that he decided to say um, have anything to do with mental illness. I think
Right.
he's just a showboater, and I think he just likes remaining relevant and will do anything to remain relevant.
Yep.
That's my personal
I agree with
opinion,
you. I
and I'm
agree with you.
sticking to it.
I agree with you. And I don't feel sorry for him.
Yeah, neither
I
do
don't
I.
feel sorry. People are like, but his mom died a whole bunch of years ago. What else? But his mental health. He's not. He refuses to take medicine. He refuses to go away to like just stay off of social media. Just go away and like
Right,
try to recoup and take care of yourself. If you don't want the drugs, get therapy.
right.
But he's refusing all of that. So if
Yeah,
he doesn't want to help himself, why should anybody feel sorry for him or help him?
right.
So
Exactly,
he
exactly.
he he fights at every turn, and I'm not interested in giving attention or like helping somebody who is a danger to themselves, their family, and their community.
Yeah, there's a strong sense of narcissism in that guy, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Like
mean, I
strong.
think he's always been that way. I think he's always
Yeah.
been that way, but it's just he he has a different target audience.
Hmm.
He's been able to appeal to rich white people now,
Right.
and that money's much sweeter and longer than everybody else's.
Right.
You just gotta keep on saying this stupid dumb shit that he likes now, make his money. They'll shit on him in the end, but
Right.
and then he's gonna run back and be like, yeah, you see how they treat black men, but you weren't. What were you doing? You were
Right.
talking about George Floyd. You were like talking down about everybody.
Right.
You know, black women get the most abortion. What are you talking about? No, they don't. White women get the most abortion because there's more white women than black women,
And that's it.
right? And if they get an abortion, whose problem? That's not your problem.
Right.
We're not supposed to judge. We're supposed to be like Jesus, not like God. So we don't judge.
Right.
When they get to where they're supposed to go, then that's when the judgment happens. If you know whatever, if you this is
Right.
what you believe, right?
Right.
That's when the judgment happened. You have no right to give anybody judgment because
Right.
our role model was supposed to be Jesus, and he gave people love. I mean, if he disagreed with you, he disagreed with you, but he ain't kill nobody.
Right.
He brought people back to health. He was with the prostitutes and the thieves and the killers, and that's what we were supposed to be doing, not judging people, loving people, and they don't want
Right.
to do it. They want to be like God, not like Jesus, and there's a
Right.
difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sick and tired of the hypocrisy and all the nonsense and
Yeah.
I mean, here's a person that wants to, have people feel pity for him, but all he's doing is putting negative energy out there for people to end up getting hurt and looked at a certain way. And it's just like, dude, make up your mind.
Yeah. And
You
he
know what I mean?
and the things he does is they're all like tax havens.
Yeah.
They're not like he. I mean, he shut down that Donda school in a second. Like he wasn't really about that. It was like a nice Christian school, so it's a religious school. He gets a discount, I'm sure, with taxes. That Sunday service shit, I'm sure he wants to be like a preacher or a reverend or something, so he can
Mm.
or start his own religion, and then he gets tax free status,
All right.
special tax status.
Right.
So even though like you were saying, like it may be a tinge of mental health issues, but I don't think so.
Yeah. Again, it's just not enough for me to say
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, the things he decide to say and whatnot have to do with mental illness.
Mhm.
I think he just is a person who's narcissistic and loves attention, and he'll do whatever it takes.
Sure will.
Plain and simple. Kanye wants to be relevant and the center of attention all the time. Even when he ran up on the stage on
With the
that
Hennessy.
young, to be like Beyonce, da 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 da.
Yeah. Taylor
Even that
Swift.
is
On
just,
Taylor Swift.
yeah, even that, like, millions upon millions of people are watching that, you know, just, but anyway, this is talking
Took
shit
me shoot. Yeah, with
with
Marlon
Marlon and Greg. This is
and
Greg right
Greg.
here. Let's see if you get it. Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
among all of this, there's a very important
Yeah. No matter
announcement.
what, no matter what mental health, you know, episodes you're going through, no matter if it's the winter, the summer, the fall, or the spring, no matter if it's the beginning of the day or the end of the day, always, always wash your ass. That's it.
Doesn't get any simpler than that.
No, not at all.
Straightforward to the point. Wash your ass.
Wash your ass.
That's it.
That's it. All right. Thanks for
Until
listening.
next time.
Peace.
Peace, people. My brother.